Oh, it's a bit taters this afternoon. Welcome to the man cave. We're only at the man cave. We're not in it. I'm not going in there. I'm not spending any more time out here than I have to. It really is. It really is. It really is pretty. But flipping heck, it's taters. Anyway, right. This is episode 5 of my Portuguese Spanish trip. And in this one, it's quite a long ride for me, actually. It was quite a long ride. I forget the mileage now, but it was a long ride. But it was a fantastic ride. The best road of the trip, certainly the best road for a long, long time for me, through Sierra de Segura. It's the A317. It's just spellbinding. It's just full of bends, twisties, uphills, downhills. It's got everything for a biker. Certainly everything for me and Blizzard. And it was getting on. I ran into some threatening weather. I switched the camera off once it started to look threatening in front of me, and got down to a campsite. Found a campsite in Santa Maria, in Sierra Maria. It was the last overnight before heading down to the coast. I didn't make it to the coast on this one, but and I'm trying to get it down towards half an hour. It's just that there's so much to fit in, or so little that I want to take out, because it was such a brilliant ride. But anyway, see what you think. Give us a thumbs up if you could, and subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, no singing and dancing on this one. But anyway. And hit the notification button if you want to see everything, and please leave me a comment. I've been getting some really nice comments over this series, so, and it's always nice to read them, and it's always nice to answer them as well. So yeah, see what you think and let me know. Cheers. Bye. Well, good morning. You rejoin me. Those of you that are doing. Having just left the campsite, just south of Arena San Pedro. Initial target for this morning is, now I don't know whether I'm pronouncing this properly or not, Cadreal. It's about, what are we talking about, 150, 160 miles. And it's across towards the border with Murcia. Because I'd like to try and get to the coast this evening, so we'll see how it goes. But as you can see, we've rejoined this D502, which is, it's just a beautiful road. I've got it for about 2.5 miles now, before I have to turn off. But it's just really nice wooded countryside with a bit of pasture thrown in here and there. Pasture means sheep. Sheep means sheepdogs, and in this neck of the woods, sheepdogs have a different role to play. They're protective. They protect the sheep against wolves and other enemies, shall we say, predators. And the sheepdogs, they howl and bark all night long. Having said that, first night in a small tent since February, best night's sleep I've had all trip. One or two things to report regarding equipment, success of and failure of, but I'll cover that probably at the next campsite for those that might be interested. But in the meantime, we're just
we just enjoy this road until we turn off in, well, a very short time. I've got a roundabout coming up, so we'll see what's the other side of it. I can put the visor down now because the temperature equalises and it stops the condensation a little bit, because I haven't got pin lock on this visor. Being the cheapskate as I am, I didn't buy the pin lock with it. I've got to buy that extra, which I probably will do now. Talavera. Oh, we're still on the 502. So I'll switch off for now and we'll see what transpires. Well, I've just switched back on again because I'm coming through Talavera de la Reina, and you know, it's not, parts of it are really quite attractive. This is obviously, I would say this is part of the walled town, the old walled town just here. There's a lovely old stone bridge over there. You can't just see it ever so well. Just over there. I would say that's probably the cathedral. But all more old stonework. Mixed in with modern stuff, of course, but oh, what we got here? Oh, we're going across it as well. You know that fascination with bridges of mine? It's not special, but it's a bridge. Look at that. Oh yes. Nice steel bridge over the river. And that's Talavera de la Reina dealt with. Always got time for a nice bridge. Sometimes it's a downside, sometimes it's an upside. Avoiding motorways means you go through towns. Sometimes the town is a bit of a pain, but other times there's something to see, you know. Anyway, that was like cheap petrol, for instance. Oh, I don't know, 139. No. That was Talavera de la Reina. So we'll switch off and go a bit further. Another St. Martin. Yeah, switch back on again. There's a lot of St. Martins around here. Not forgetting the one riding the bike. Not that I'm any saint. But this is typical of the villages that I'm riding through, and again, this is one of the benefits of not using the perishing motorways. Look at this. Not a lot of life going on, but thank you. town hall, I should think, on the right. This little bridge, 14 degrees. San Martin de Puza. I'm not recording very much across this section apart from the villages because it's mainly fairly featureless agricultural land. Nothing desperately spectacular about it, but it's getting us there without motorways, which is important to me anyway. Here we are, lunch stop, Ciudad Real. Still not sure about pronunciation of that, but never mind, the Ciudad bit. So it's top up with fuel for both the bike, for Blizzard, and myself, I suppose. Quite a sizable town is Ciudad Real. Right, switching off here because they're going to get messy. Well, that's the pair of us refueled. Both myself and Blizzard. So now we're going to set off, heading south now. It's going to be a good 9 miles, but then we start to get into the good stuff. Down into the Sierras, the southern Sierras if you like. Right, it's a bit chaotic, so I'm going to switch off, and I'm sure that we'll get into the more interesting stuff fairly soon, so I'll see you then. We've just come through quite a lot of agricultural surroundings, landscape shall you say. Long straight roads, a little bit boring I suppose really, but covering the miles. And we're coming down to the start, round the edge if you like, of, well, it's what I call the southern Sierras, because once you get down towards the south, which we are getting towards now, there are just Sierra after Sierra, mountain range after mountain range, all interlaced with absolutely beautiful roads, which is the reason I've come down here on this trip anyway. And you can see it's getting hillier. But just before I switch the camera on, over to the left of us, you can see just about in the distance, you probably can't see on this camera, I don't know, but quite noticeable mountains over on the skyline, and that's what we're aiming for. Another what, 20 miles, 17 miles, I'll be striking out to the left. In fact, sooner than that, to be honest. Striking out to the left, and that's a good sign, the green sign, Andalusia. That's we're in a southern province now. Not sorted out any accommodation for tonight yet, but as with last night, I'm sure I'll find something. Temperature's up to 25 degrees now, and that's certainly warm enough for me. which is after all the reason I leave it until September, October time before I come down here, because I wouldn't like to be here in July and August. Well, there's those mountains I was talking about, and they are mountains as well. Well, in view of the fact we're just added into the mountains, I'm not sure what the distance is, to be honest, through to the other side. It's the Sierra de Segura. Sierra de Segura. It's one I've not heard of, but I can see the sun picking up the rocky peak right in the distance on the skyline in front of us. This is Puerto de Segura. La Puerto de Segura, yeah, this little town. Quite a busy little place, and it has that mountain feel about it as well. It's looking nice up here, although it's getting very, very windy. I can feel there's a bit of a storm coming through, but I've got my gear with me, so I'm prepared. The road looks as if it might be a little bit windy, surprisingly enough, just a little further up. What are we on? 26 degrees at the minute. That's warm enough for me, well warm enough. Oh, there's a pueblo up there, all those white buildings on the hillside. That looks really nice. They're looking for somebody. Yeah. Just glad it isn't me. When I looked at the route for today, I could see that by sticking to the main roads, the big roads, not particularly motorways, but the big roads, I might just cover the distance more quickly. But I've not come all the way down here for this straight line business. If there's a series of mountain roads I can connect to get from to where I want to be, that's what I prefer to do. I mean, if I have to stay out on the bike until a lot later than intended, so be it. I will do what I have to do. I'm not wasting an opportunity to travel through these sort of surroundings. It's what I'm about, after all. To look at the. So I've got a guaranteed 160 miles in the tank. I should think that should get me to the far side of the mountains. Looking nice anyway. Switch off for now and see you in a bit. Welcome back. We're just well, on the face of it, we're coming up to quite a dramatic viewpoint. Beautiful rock architecture up there. Pontones and Hornos. So, just look at that village up there. I don't think we're going up there somehow, but we might be, you know. 5 kilometres. Hey, this is nice. Right, nice. Yes, Hornos is the village right up on the top there, up to the right. So yeah, yes, we're heading up there. Should be a good photograph up there. Well, I got my sun visor down, and it was more comfortable riding with my main visor up, so I got a little bit of air coming in. But I'll not do that again, because just a few miles back, something big and yellow flew into my helmet and was buzzing away inside. I had to pull in very quickly and open my helmet up, and I couldn't see what it was, but it flew away. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Oh yes, wow, 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 wow. Beautiful mountain village. Well, we're having a little look at the village. I think the viewpoint I was looking for is it blocked off, unfortunately. We found the village square. It's a bit like one of Gary's village tours off Economical Rides. Yes, Gary, I'm talking about you, mate. No, I can't get on. We'll find a lay-by somewhere. Pontones, that's where we're going. Well, I've got a photograph. It's not the best, but just in case nothing else shows itself. $25. Beautiful view of the lake down below us there. So that is the Embalse de Tranco, and it doesn't look as if it's a dam. It looks as if it's natural, which is it's getting a bit unusual these days up here. Across here, I should say. This is Absolutely stunning. The sun's reflection on the lake is a bit special as well. Lovely view down to the road that we're going to be riding on in just a few seconds, well, moments I should say. Nice rock architecture. Surrounded by forestry. I didn't honestly think we'd be doing this today, but well, we are. What can one say? It's a bonus, a real bonus. If there does turn out to be somewhere some sort of accommodation at Pontones, I'll have to give it serious thought. The problem is, so many places I've noticed on this trip, because of the time of year, they're closed for the season or closed in between summer and winter seasons, which doesn't make it easy to find somewhere to stay. I was fortunate last night that that campsite is a popular one and stays open through the year. Nice campsite though, nice campsite. I'm sorry we don't have time for all the miradors. We've got a mobile mirador as it is. I'll keep taking a glance out in which directions the most interesting and try and include it on the video. Right, I'm switching off for now. I've got to save this this memory card and the battery, so see you in a bit. Sorry, I've had to switch on again. I can't not record this piece of road. It's just I've used the word so often before, but it really is absolutely sublime. The views, the quality of the road, corners. It's poetry in motion, it really is. Poetry in motion. Everything flows so easily into the next. Oh, it's just words fail me. They fail me. Dear me. Oh, look at these. Roe deer, at a guess. Yeah, roe deer. And I look at the squiggly blue line. Just have a glance now and again on the sat nav in front of me on the screen. Phew. It just keeps coming. Every now and again they still put a sign up for double bends or series of bends. It's a bit pointless really, because we're pretty much used to that. I think the more applicable sign would be warning us of a straight road. Because we don't want any of that, do we? Oh, look at the autumn colours, just to make it that much better. Rocky pinnacles on the skyline. Looking at them from a climber's point of view. It's a few years since now, but still there. Oh, look at that above us. Temperature dropped to 20 degrees, that's because we're gaining height. In the world of mountaineering there's something called Naismith's rule, which I can't remember what the degrees are. You lose so many degrees with so much height gained. It's all a long time ago and I can't remember, okay. I wonder where the high point is. Can't be much further before we start to drop down the other side now. That's a change of landscape. Almost lunar. Yeah, we're on the descent now. Righto. Righto. See you later. Here we are, this is Pontones. I wonder if there is anything here for me. Yet again, everything's just closed up. We're back on again, and that's because of this lot. The rock architecture is fantastic. Limestone, obviously. Solution pockets. Signs of erosion. Not to mention the road. I passed through 2 villages since I last had the camera on. Nothing doing. Nothing doing. I'm just making the best of the daylight, to be honest. Well, we've come into the province of Granada. I didn't think we're that far across, to be honest. at these holes. They look to be solution pockets. It's where, when the limestone was being formed, there'd be clay, boulder clay, that sort of thing, trapped during that sort of, at the time everything was morphing into solid rock. Oh God, look at it. I honestly don't think I've ever had another day, or afternoon shall we say, so full of these fantastic roads. I suppose apart from India, but I don't count that. That was just 15 days of follow my leader, whereas there's a lot of satisfaction gleaned from finding these roads oneself. When I looked at the map and I looked at this area, this whole area, and I could see what sort of roads they were. You can't always tell from the map, from a particularly small scale map, but you sort of get a feel for what's what and what the roads might hold. And this hasn't been found wanting. It certainly hasn't disappointed up to now, in any way, shape or form. I think we'll let him come through. Righto, ladies and gents, folks, I'm going to switch off. I really can't keep using up my memory card like this, but either way, I've got to concentrate on finding some accommodation now, so I'll see you soon. So I got the tent up just in time to beat the storm here at Santa Maria, Camping Santa Maria. It's the only place I could find open. But suffice to say, I'm going to get some sleep and I'll show you the campsite in the morning. Thanks for watching and all the rest. Cheers.